Just when you thought Broncos draft talk was over, we get another article from ESPN that ropes us right back in. Welcome in, Broncos country, to the Broncos Breakdown by Chat Sports. My name is Moose, and on today's episode, we're exploring Field Yates' most recent article about the most impactful rookies heading into the 2025 season. Now, I like to call this a prediction article, and Yates is a king at kind of making these, and essentially what this does is it ranks the most likely impactful rookies in 2025, and it shows us that Sean Payton and George Payton, they've got it cooking up there in the draft room, because in this article, you'll find a certain Broncos draft pick very high on the list. That one being RJ Harvey. Now, Tyler Shough comes in at number one, understandably so, and for that reason I say only because he's a quarterback and Derek Carr just retired from the NFL. So when it comes to a position of value, Shough is probably higher on that list, but if Harvey's number two, what does that tell you about what ESPN thinks of our second round pick? In fact, Yates went in verbatim and basically just said, this is somebody that could fit the Joker role in an almost perfect scenario. RJ Harvey was that pick that nobody saw coming, but we're so happy that he came at the right time and was available. Now, a lot of people called it a reach. A lot of people were saying, hey, Harvey's not the type of guy that is going to be, a bell cow back. Well, that's not exactly what Sean Payton wants. No, what he wants is the guy that fits the Joker role, which is what Field Yates kind of wraps up here in his quote. And a little more on Harvey. 5'9", 208. Now, not the best blocker, but has a patient type of running style. You've heard me talk about this ad nauseum with Harvey. And that is, he is going to make an impact on the field when he gets out there. In college, he was a menace. One of the best in his conference, and it wasn't even close. But then you start to ask yourself, well, the Joker position is somebody that can get it done in both the running game and the passing game. Well, believe it or not, he wasn't too bad in the passing game either. I think, honestly, he had very mediocre numbers in college when it came to his hands, but we've already seen in rookie minicamp, Payton's already grooming him to be the next Joker. And that's where I see the vision. That's where I see the understanding that I can mold this young man. I can mold this guy into the type of back that I want to be. And the Joker position, as much as we, feel like it's a chalk take or it's jargon, it's clearly something of value to Payton. And over his tenure in New Orleans, he had plenty of them. Reggie Bush was in those early stages back in 2006, 2007. Kamara of more recent. Darren Sproles has fit that role, probably more as a pass catcher rather than a runner. But he's also done it with tight ends too, with Jimmy Graham and Jeremy Shockey. Somebody that has maybe the traits that you're looking for, the athleticism that you're looking for, but just needs a little bit of refinement in that one particular area. And I think that's exactly what everybody in that Broncos front office is looking forward to seeing from Harvey. Now, it's going to take time. There's no doubt about it. And with the way the running back room is currently, stated and kind of built, Harvey is, again, not going to be a 3-down back right away. He'll take over as the RB1, but I feel like you're underestimating Audric Estime's ability on 3rd and short to power through the line of scrimmage and get that extra first down. I think the running back room is now being tailored to fit the more modern style of football, which is we're going to focus primarily on the passing game, but with the right combination of Harvey, McLaughlin, and Estime, this could be a very, very productive running back room. And that's what I'm really excited to see heading into the 2025 NFL season. Now, here's a question for you. Will Harvey reach 1,200 scrimmage yards in his rookie year? Now, remember, in 17 games, that's not necessarily I don't want to say it's easy to do, but it's not impossible to do. I'm going to say he does, just because I want to give him that slight over. It's not going to be too high, between 1,200 and 1,250. But let me know over or under in the comment section down below. Before we get on more with the ESPN article from Field Yates, I have a quick ask of you. These are the current likes that we have this week on every single one of our Broncos Breakdown episodes. As you can see, May 12th, we were doing some big-time numbers. It kind of dipped off the 13th and the 14th, so here's what I'm going to ask you to do. Make sure you double thumbs up on today's video. If you could have 2 thumbs up, you could totally would, but do me a favor, smash that thumbs up button. Help us get to 500 likes on today's episode. Now, Field Yates went on in this article to talk about the Harvey comp, which I thought was incredibly generous, considering the player that he named had a standout rookie season in 2024. Now, before I tell you who that is, if you're going to get geared up for the 2025 season, you have to do it with Fanatics, guys. All of the best Broncos gear is over on that website, and you've got to start shopping immediately. Listen, it's not just t-shirts. It's not just jerseys. You can gear up for the winter months with hats and gloves, summer months with shorts and different hats as well, like a ball cap, a snapback, whatever you want. They've got it over there. So here's what I did. I took this link right here, put it in the comments and description of today's video. This t-shirt from Nike, by the way, is 25% off, and you're going to see deals like that all the time. So use this link that I put in the comments and description of today's video and start shopping today. Okay, so if we're going back to the article for just a second, Yates goes on at the very bottom and says, he reminds me of a certain player. A player named Bucky Irving. And I thought, well, that's just great. And I don't say that sarcastically. Bucky Irving last year, from weeks 8 to week 17, was insane. So what Yates actually said was that he reminds me of Bucky Irving, who was on this list last year and then had a great rookie season. So at least we know Yates is somewhat, consistent with a good take. He's got a big back mentality, he's talking about Harvey now, running through defenders without sacrificing the quickness. Now, the one thing I'll say about Bucky Irving is his dual threat ability was really on display in 2024. Baker Mayfield, you saw in that playoff game against the Commanders, kind of was a default to Bucky Irving because not only were they highlighting the run, but Baker trusts his hands in a check down situation more than probably any other player outside of Mike Evans on that team. Obviously, Chris Godwin was injured. But if you want some more deep dive, another deep cut here, Bucky Irving has this insane ability to continue to gain yards after contact. In fact, according to PFF, he averaged 4 yards per carry after contact. So we're not talking about the stereotypical yards per carry. This is yards per carry after contact. He had 834 yards after contact last year, which for a rookie is nuts. So when it comes to that joker role, hate to keep going back and using that cliche phrase, Bucky Irving fits Tampa's version of it. And here's what's even funnier. I'm trying to do a deep dive here about Bucky and RJ Harvey and find the comparisons. And I feel like it's unfair to compare somebody's last year in college to somebody's first year in the NFL. They're 2 totally different leagues. But the one area that I was able to find that I believe Harvey has a leg up on Irving, they're 40 times. Harvey's faster. North to south speed, he's faster. Quickness, I think Harvey and Bucky are on the same kind of wavelength. So if you're telling me you get a player that is similar to the dual threat nature of a Bucky Irving, but has better north to south speed, I am all in and so excited for this rushing attack. And again, I think the primary focus is going to be on Bo Nix and his development with the wide receivers. But you can't tell me that after last year's rushing attack, led by Javonte Williams, and no offense to him, he put in some good years for us. He wasn't the answer, right? Like, can we all agree on that? He just wasn't. Now you have a stud back on first and second down that can kind of also duel in the passing game as well. And you've got two backs that you know are reliable in McLaughlin and Estime that can fight for that extra yard on third and short. And a nice rotation of the three is going to be encouraged. I don't think you should put Harvey out there every single snap. It's just not, it's not smart football. So kudos to Sean Payton for recognizing I have the ability to make this kid a Pro Bowler, to make him my next Alvin Kamara, to make him my next Bucky Irving or Darren Sproles, without sacrificing the power element of the running game. Because you want a nice hybrid of both. You want that 2001 bell cow back, but you only want it for a limited time. Because the way the NFL has shifted, the field is spread, it's a passing league, and if you're going to go up against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid twice a year, you're going to have to beat them through the air, because that's a fireworks show over there in Kansas City, as much as I hate to say it. So before I end today's show, I'm going to ask you this. If you loved the RJ Harvey pick, make sure you hit subscribe. If you don't subscribe, it shows me you didn't love the pick, and then I would love to hear from you why. It's a mouthful to say. Down in the comment section down below. But if you loved it and you haven't subscribed already, make sure you hit that big red sub button. It's completely free. Until next time, my name is Moose. Be cool.